often have this black or white thinking with anger, that anger isn't okay. And we teach our children that it's not okay to be angry, but it is okay to be angry. We just have to do it in a way that's healthy. In handling anger, we first need to figure out what it looks like for us, what sets it off, and then how to manage it. So anger does not look the same for everybody. When I say anger, you might have this image that pops into your head of a cartoon character with steam coming out of their ears and their faces bright red and they're stomping their feet and pounding their fists. And for some people, that is what anger looks like. And they have a very demonstrative and expressive way of showing the world that they're angry. And they might feel this intensity of anger that maybe others don't experience at that level. But there are also folks who have that same level of anger and intensity, but they don't express it like that. So you might not even know that they're necessarily angry, because instead of expressing it outwardly to everyone, for everyone to see, they hold it in, and it's maybe coming out in terms of withdrawal or irritability, somebody who's always grumpy or sulky or just agitated. And that can be anger. The bottom line is, no matter how anger manifests, no matter what it looks like, it needs to be recognized as anger and then addressed or managed appropriately. Because if anger is left to be out of control, then it can really have an impact on every single aspect of life, including physical health. How can you manage your anger? Here's a few quick tips. First, improve communication. Sometimes anger is a result of somebody not feeling heard or feeling misunderstood, or a result of not being able to communicate oneself properly. So instead of unleashing your fury because you feel unheard or unseen, try clearly communicating what your needs are and how others can help you meet them. But don't forget, anger also makes us irrational and illogical. So try to have those important conversations at a time when you're calm, not in the midst of an angry outburst. Secondly, change the way you think. Anger often leads to this distortion of reality. So we dramatize things, or we overly exaggerate them, or we put too much emphasis on the negative. Try replacing those irrational thoughts with more logical ones. So, for instance, if you find yourself flipping out at the school bus in front of you because it's driving too slowly, think instead about, if your child was on that school bus, would you want the driver to be cautious and slow in order to keep your child safe? Of course you would. Just that small change in reframing your thought can really put a different perspective on your anger and help to calm you down. Also, try not to use things like absolutes, like always or never. So instead of saying something like, my boss always criticizes everything that I do, you could instead say something to yourself like, geez, my boss really values perfection and is teaching me really important lessons that I'll be able to use later on. It's a small change, but it can really, really shift your entire perspective and make you feel a lot less angry. Third, try some relaxation techniques, things like progressive muscle relaxation, guided imagery, deep breathing, which is something we talked about in the last few videos, or even yoga can really calm down that physical response that happens during anger. So if you find yourself angry, you might want to try some sort of movement.
If your anger or someone else's anger is causing an unsafe situation, please call 911. Information and resources on dealing with anger can be found online at apa.org in an article, Controlling Anger Before It Controls You. If your anger is causing difficulties in your life and you would like to speak with a counselor, New London Counseling Center is offering telehealth services to new and existing patients regardless of financial situation. To schedule an appointment, please call us at 484-746-3112. Thank you for watching and for the generous contributions of those who have made mental health care accessible in our community.